Hi and welcome everyone. You're watching another 24/7 TBC live broadcast. My name is Paul and this is what episode is this? I think it's like 49. Episode 49 and today's date is May 26, 2018. And the title of this episode is Health, Wealth, and Happiness, Make It Rain. Okay, I want to start off by letting you know that we are all about the Billion Coin, which is a cryptocurrency. Short, TBC is short for the Billion Coin. We call divisions of our Billion Coin Kringles. So we actually call it the Kringle coin also. And we named it Kringles after our admin started calling himself Chris Kringle when he started to give the gift of our coins away for free, because our coins are built on an algorithm that raises the price or the value of our coin for every member that joins our community. Okay, has nothing to do with a market exchange or trading like Bitcoin and all the other coins. No, we've stayed off of those on purpose because we wanted to control the value of our coin so that it always goes up, never goes down, and also so that we could control who comes into and possesses the wealth that we are distributing throughout the world. Now, we call ourselves the Billion Coin for a couple of reasons. One is that we're never going to make more than 1 billion coins. So there's your supply and demand. And it was 1 billion members, our first 1 billion members, that will raise the price up to its maximum price. Okay, so we started out really, really cheap 2 years ago, as all of the coins do when they first come out. And every time someone joined, we raised the price of the coin by €1. That's the way it was 2 years ago. And we've been on that. We've used the euro to relate our value to, because people around the world know what a euro is or what the US dollar is. So now that we've grown from 171 initial and vetted individuals to 3.2 million, we have switched over to basing the value of our coin on gold. So the smallest measurement or unit of gold is a grain. It's smaller than a gram, and it takes 480 grains of gold to equal 1 troy ounce. So instead of every person who joins raising the value of our coin by €1, it raises it by 1 grain of gold. Okay, and 1 grain of gold at today's prices of gold. Today's price of gold is approximately $1.80. No, $2.80 US. Obviously, if I said dollars, that's US. All right, $2.80. So every time a person, like I said, joins, it raises it up by $2.80 or whatever the current price of gold is. If it goes up, it will raise it more. Now, the other reason we called it a billion coin is because when we reach our first billion members, that will max out the price of the coin, which would have been 1 billion euros per coin. With 1 billion members, it would be equal to 1 billion euros if we were going to use that the entire time of our growth. But it doesn't make any sense to use a fiat currency to base the price of our money, okay? Because we are a cryptocurrency. We are money. We're not a fiat currency, which is backed by nothing, okay? This is why the US dollar / Federal Reserve note is no longer trusted in the world. Very, very little is it trusted. We, the American people, trust it. We don't have a choice, right? I mean, that's what we're using. We're on the system, and we've been on it since 1913. But the people around the world, because of technology, because of cryptocurrencies, because of the blockchain technology, have realized that they're being controlled by a very few individuals who have been controlling them with their debt-based central banking system for decades, centuries, okay? So they don't want to use the US dollar anymore as the reserve currency of the world. So they are switching their monetary systems back to gold, okay? Russia was the first one. Its ruble is now backed by gold. So now the central bankers hate Russia. They demonize Russia. They make Russia out to be the American people's enemies. But the American people have nothing to do with the central bankers. They're the ones that the enemy is Russia to them, because they don't have any control over Russia now with their monetary system. Same thing is happening in China. Over a billion people in China. And the yuan is backed by gold now. And they're using the yuan instead of our petrodollar to purchase their oil. And they are the largest consumer of oil in the world. So this is why I mention it, because it's huge. It's huge. When China makes a deal with Saudi Arabia to purchase their oil using the Chinese yuan instead of the petrodollar, then there's no more use for the US dollar in China. Those dollars will come back here. And it will just continue to help destroy our economy. Okay, now we've been around. I've been around for 61 years. I've lived under this debt-based system my whole life. My parents lived under it their whole life. They were born in 1926. Like I said, it started in 1913. The system crashes every 40 years or so, and we're due for another one. It crashed right after World War II, crashed again in early 70s, and it's time to crash again. And we could see it happening. And we see little crashes all the time. Like in 2000, I know a lot of people lost a lot of money. 2008, it was even worse to me, because literally I saw people lose their entire retirement funds and their homes. It was horrendous, okay? But these markets, you know, Wall Street, stock markets, commodity markets, foreign exchange, not really foreign exchange, but anything that's traded on a market can be manipulated, okay? Even gold and silver can be manipulated with the prices, okay? So these coin market exchanges that Bitcoin was put on and have been there almost since the beginning, I have created the volatility in the price of these cryptocurrencies. They go up and down, up and down, up and down. And they're based on, with especially Bitcoin, on the rich coming in and buying what they want, because there's no control. Okay, the individual or individuals, we don't know. The individual supposedly who created the blockchain platform was a person named Satoshi Nakamoto. He stepped away, and the only plan he had was, okay, supply and demand. He decided to only mine or create 21 million crypto coins, which he eventually was called the Bitcoin. Okay, and that created a supply and demand, and then the POW, the proof of work, was in the miners' efforts to create those coins, because it takes a lot of resources like electricity, hardware, you know, all this stuff, plus time to make a coin. But every time they did, they got a bonus. They'd get a coin for themselves. I don't know the details of how that all worked because it wasn't interesting to me. I just had to basically learn what the blockchain platform was for me to realize it was real. Okay. And it took me years before I made myself do that. Okay. Because I'm not a techie guy. And so it just wasn't something I believed in at the time. I heard about it back in 2011 and I just thought it was crazy. So, but by 2016, it had become so popular because of all the other coins that had come out and were on the trading market that I had to take a look, and I purchased some in the fourth quarter of 2016, kept doing research on YouTube and everywhere else I could find anybody doing, you know, putting out information on this industry, whatever you would call it, this community of cryptocurrency or blockchain, and anything that was interesting I would look at. And that's how I came across the Billion coin. There was a video there and it said, you know, suggest you watch this. And I went ahead and said, well, I've never heard of TBC. I don't see that on any kind of market exchange. What is the Billion coin? So this was a year ago, okay? So we'd already been out for a year when I came across it in the first part of 2017. In fact, it was March. It was right after their first year anniversary that they had been out as a coin, which was March 21st. I purchased my first Kringles on March 23rd. Then I read some more or watched some more videos. There wasn't very many videos back then, okay? Because it wasn't a very popular coin because it was not on the market. So people thought, well, this, all they were used to was a coin on the market. And they thought the coin had to be on the market to be real, which was just, you know, a form of not knowing or understanding. So it was no big deal. But anyway, I purchased some more the next day, and the rest is history because I've become so passionate about what our coin represents. Our coin came out, the admin was a team effort, but we just call him admin. We call him Kris Kringle because he's Santa Claus. He gives the gift out. Because our algorithm is based on you and I having the Kringle coin in our hands. I mean, not literally on our hands, right? But owning it creates our value. It makes it so that we can use it amongst ourselves and then amongst everybody in the entire world. We're creating 1 billion coin, not 21 million. We're creating enough to eliminate global poverty, which is our main mission. So if you're interested in eliminating global poverty, you need to belong to our private community. And we will give you some Kringle coins, $2,000 worth. It's over $2,000 worth today. We'll give it to you for free. Now, we are going to charge you a $10 fee that will cover a year's worth of server costs for your own personalized website. We call it the back office, where you can go in, you can get your link that's tied to you so that you can give the gift away to your friends and family members, anybody you care about. And you can keep track of everything. It's way more valuable than $10 a year. Okay, it'd be a steal at $50 a month. But we had to charge something because we discovered last year when we were just giving everything away free that a lot of people just weren't taking it seriously. They couldn't put a value on it. It was just numbers that they saw in their wallet and, well, it's there, but I can't use it because there's not enough members. Well, yeah, you know, actually we have been using it. 6 months into our existence in 2016, we were using it among ourselves. We were using it peer-to-peer, just like Bitcoin started out. Now Bitcoin has gotten to where the membership, not really a membership, but where the owners of Bitcoin is around 12 million. Okay, so they have this small economy, right? There are places you can go and actually spend Bitcoin to get services, to purchase merchandise, to do things. Okay, and why is that when you have a coin that goes up and down every day? Because these individuals that are accepting it understand how it works. They know that because of supply and demand, if they accept that coin from the few that are bringing them Bitcoin, they could just leave it in their wallet, and 12 months later, it's going to be worth a whole lot more. 12 months after that, a whole lot more. 12 months after that, a whole lot more. All you got to do is look back on the blockchain history or Bitcoin's history with value. You can find it on Wikipedia. And of course, you can't believe everything on Wikipedia because they're very, very biased. But you can find a lot of truth, and it's easy to look up fast, statistics and things like that. But if you want real good, honest stuff, then you need to branch out from Wikipedia and get it from some sources that you know and you can trust. But again, at least you can go to Wikipedia and look at what the value of the coin, Bitcoin, has done every single year since it's come out, and what has been its kind of history. You can also help educate you on what the blockchain is and how it works, okay, and how just kind of its history, because it goes back to 2009. Okay, so with our coin being the way it is, all people have to do is fill out a registration form when they join our private community, which is their name and an email address that's real, because they will get 2 emails, and they will need to open those emails and click on a confirmation link, because if they don't, then their wallet's not going to get set up, their coins are not going to be deposited in there, their free Kringles, and they're not going to have a back office set up. So it needs to be a legitimate email address. We suggest Proton Mail. It's a free service. It always delivers. Even Gmail seems to do pretty well. Okay, but anything else, they tend to get lost. But anyway, you'll also need to look in your spam, because they do send them out immediately when you're done with that registration. I mean, just within seconds. So if you don't see it, then look in your spam, because if you're using Gmail, it won't be used to receiving anything from those particular sources, and so it's going to throw them in your spam. So just open up your spam and you'll see them right there. Okay, and click on the links inside, and then just follow the instructions. It won't cost you anything to do that. Okay, what will happen is when you create your back office by confirming that link, you'll see a questionnaire. It's 10 questions. And there'll be a paragraph that you'll read, and then there'll be 2 answers that you could choose from. And one's true and one's false. If you pick the false one, then it will say it's false. Go back and read it again and try again. So you can't fail the test. But what that test is it's designed to do is it's our mission statement. So it will tell people what we are about. And we're not about selfishness, and we're not about greed. Okay, we're the opposite. Okay, we're about abundance. Okay, that's why we call ourselves the abundance cryptocurrency, because the price never goes down. It cannot go down. Every day, members join. Every day, the price goes up. Now, since we switched over to gold, it's doubled. So right now, one actual billion coin is worth, it might be worth over 9 million now. Okay, I haven't looked for a week. But it was over 8 million and getting close to 9 million US dollars per coin. Now, under the old system, under euros, you remember I said when we get to our first billion people, it will max that price out at 1 billion euros. Well, 1 billion euros would be 2 billion
Papa,
grains.
I get 2 macaroni cheese.
Oh, okay, good. It would be worth $2 billion. Okay, maybe 2.2 billion dollars per coin instead of 1 billion euros. It would be, 2.2 billion euros. US dollars, it would be 2.8 if the price remained the same when we hit our first billion, which we should hit our first billion in 2 years, easy. Okay, and even if we don't, if it went a third year, that's going to go by just like that. You know what I'm talking about. So we need to get the coin in your hands because our mission is to use Kringles as money everywhere in the world. Okay, Kringles represents wealth. We are distributing our wealth out fairly evenly among the members because we've hung on to a small amount of centralization, control. Now, obviously, the blockchain is completely decentralized, but the wallet system we have control over. And we will until we get to our first billion. Then we don't need to, there's no point in controlling it after that, and they'll switch it back to the completely decentralized wallet system. But the point is, with this, we have the best of both worlds. Because now we can control who comes in and who doesn't come in. First of all, those 10 questions will either make a person get super excited and actually want to spend $10 and come in, and they'll get their accounts and they'll actually get their what we call cookie award points put in their wallet, which they can redeem during a redemption period for real Kringles. Okay, this way, if they don't, as far as I know, it's brand new. We're just getting this new part started because we're migrating over to a 2.0 super fast blockchain platform that we've spent about 6 months building. As far as we know, it's the first one to be built that's that fast. It can do, from what I understand, 2,000 transactions easily per second, which is equal to what Visa and MasterCard does. Okay, whereas Bitcoin can do average about 7 to 10 per second. 7 to 10 compared to 2,000 for Visa and MasterCard. And it should be 2,000. I mean, that's what 120,000 transactions a minute Visa and MasterCard can do. Okay, compared to what, 700? What Bitcoin can do? Not completely. They can get it up there to like 16 per second. Okay, but they haven't needed to yet. Okay, because there is only 12 million in their community. Okay, we have 3.2 million people in ours. After 2 years, we grew from 100,000.
Can I have a black pen?
Okay, go over there. 100,000 members is what we had at the end of our first 12 months. When I got involved, that's the way it was. Now we grew by 30 times in the last 12 months that I've been involved. We went from 100,000 to 3 million. If we grow only 30 times again, and we'd have to be growing real slow because...
Can you move this?
A what?
Can you move this as a chair?
I can't hear what you're saying.
Can you move this as a chair?
A chair? No chair. You're going to have to figure something out.
I can't sit.
Well, use the couch or something. Or pull that black thing out or something. I don't know what to do. Why don't you go upstairs and be with Nina? Like she said. Because I need to talk. Okay. So where was I? Oh, the growth. Okay, it was slow last year. Well, it wasn't slow. We grew through it 30 times, but our system slowed down because we were doing a great deal of peer-to-peer transactions just among ourselves, even though we're not on a trading exchange. And also we got, our wallet system got hacked. Okay. And what they were doing was these people made a duplicate of our wallet system, and they were able to pretend they were somebody they weren't and get our members to, send their coins over there with the promise that they were going to send them fiat cash, and so people lost their coin. So we had to get rid of that system. So that's what slowed everything down. We had to turn our send buttons off there for a while in order to correct that, okay? But we got it all figured out. These people that are behind our coin are as smart as they get. They really are, okay? But when something is not on a blockchain, per se, like a wallet system, it can be hacked if they don't have certain things. Now, I don't know all the tech words, but I know enough that this new wallet system, they've debugged it completely. In fact, we started using that same old wallet system a few months back. Okay, slowly but surely, they turned our send buttons back on, and we've been doing it. But now we're migrating to a brand new wallet. Okay, that's really going to be unbelievably difficult to hack into. Okay, and we're taking our old blockchain and we're moving it to a brand new blockchain. And then we're going to shut all the servers off, and that's going to be the end of that. Okay, but with the speeds that we're going to have now, we're going to see massive growth. So that's why we're doing these videos, to get the word out to all the cryptocurrency people out there that here we are. And we've been here for 2 years. We haven't gone away. And you all know that cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology is not going away. And in fact, it's more popular than ever right at this moment. And it's only going to get more and more popular, just like the internet was when they first came out. Okay, so the masses are pouring into this industry. And we've got the only abundance-based coin to offer, which means you're never going to see the price go down. And we can control how we distribute that. We want everybody to be abundant. We don't want the rich to come in and buy it and leave scraps for the rest. That's not our purpose, okay? We exist only for one reason: to spread the wealth out all over the world, to bring abundance back to this world, to put the money back into people's hands so they're in control. We are in control, and not the central bankers. Because there's only 2,200 billionaires in a world that has 7.5 billion people. That's the problem. We are creating 1 million billionaires, multi-billionaires, 1 million billionaires. When we're done with that, and we're in that phase right now, and we're making it real easy for you guys to become a multi-billionaire, okay? Yeah, our coin is worth over $8 million, and you need one coin to be a billionaire. Well, now, with the price of gold, you need half of a coin, right? 500,000 Kringles, or whatever it is. I'm thinking US dollars again. Yeah, that's about right, because we've dropped the 2 zeros on this new system. So actually 1 million, well, 1 million, yeah, 1 million Kringles is worth 1 full coin, which will be worth $2.8 billion when we get to our first billion people. Okay, if I'm not making any sense to you, please, go down to the description below the video and click on the link to our main site, which is thebillioncoin.info. Excuse me. the billioncoin.info, and you'll be able to read everything there is about how the algorithm works, how the value goes up, how it's going to max out. You'll see calculators, you'll see a blog, you'll see a schedule of these broadcasts. It's just amazing all the information you'll find, especially the blog. Okay, because that blog comes directly from the creators of the coin. They post on there almost every day and have been since the beginning. So you're going to see 2 years worth of blog posts, okay? And they sometimes will post multiple times a day to keep us informed, okay? So it's kind of like how Bitcoin first got started out. They created a Bitcoin forum. In fact, the first purchase was made using that forum, from what I understand, okay? And that was for a pizza. Or was it 2 pizzas? I don't know, but supposedly it was Papa John's. And they made a deal, 10,000 Bitcoins for $10 worth of pizza. Okay, so 10,000 Bitcoins times $8,000, which is what the price is now. Whoever that guy was, I mean, Papa John's is a franchise, right? So it could have been an independent owner of that franchise that made that deal. You know, what's the big deal? It's pizza, you know, and he just figured, I'll do this. If he's hung on to that Bitcoin, it would have to be worth, what, $8 million? Or $80 million? Yeah, like 80 million, I think. If the price was 8,000 per coin right now. So it's 8,000 times 10,000. Okay, so yeah, that's how admin keeps in contact with us, and it's awesome. Okay, it's awesome. He brings out promos, he brings out all kinds of ways to get full coins into your hands for nothing but work, like I'm doing. Okay, spreading the word out about TBC, giving the gift out to people, letting them know they can come in and join, giving them my link so that they can join. Okay, or they'll let you spend $100 and buy Kringles, $100 worth of Kringles. They won't discount the price of the coin because that would ruin the coin. So they'll sell you, well, we will sell you, not admin. He doesn't sell any coins. Okay, he sold the first 171, and from then on, it's been member to member. Okay, but he has a bunch of coins and he can give them out. Okay, this is what his whole plan was. Okay, and you can find out and read about it in the blog. In fact, I might go over one blog today. Okay, another individual, her name is Jules. She's from New Zealand. Went over it just a few days ago, and it was just, I hadn't gone over it in almost 2 years myself, and it brought back, you know, so much amazing stuff about what he said in that membership agreement on the blog that, you know, I need to go over it too. Okay. And it's okay, because the more of us that can get the information out, the more chance to get involved. Okay, so there's no problem with everybody reading the blog on these broadcasts if they want to do that. So I might do that because it's really will let you know what it's all about. Now, when I'm talking about happiness and letting it rain in our video, it's because our coin is an abundance-based coin, okay? And it's because the price never goes down. And it's because we're making 1 billion coins, and that's it. That's enough to feed the entire world in abundance, not just barely, in abundance. It's a game changer for everything. It eliminates the central banking system. It eliminates banks. It eliminates income taxes. It eliminates the IRS. It eliminates the power and control of those 2,200 billionaires that are controlling the world. Not all, but most of them. Okay? And they came across the threshold in 2016 And I saw this last night on Dan Lutz's live broadcast. He mentioned that in 2016, 98, I think he said, or 99, 99% of the wealth of this world was now in the hands of 1% of the population of this world. 2016 was the year that happened. Okay, but anyway, a year later, 2017, it went down to 0.5%. So 99.5% of the wealth was in the hands of 0.5% of the people of this world, and the other 99.5% of the world's population were trying to deal and trying to live on what was left of the wealth, which is, it's ridiculous. Okay? And logic and common sense will tell you that, yeah, that's true. We're slaves. That's why there's poverty. That's why there's all these problems. Something's wrong. The people don't seem to have any power at all. And that's what's crazy, because we, the people, are power. But we're not being brought together. We're not bringing ourselves together. Why? Because this system is very smart. They keep the people divided any way they can. Politics, whatever, ideologies, whatever. They'll keep it divided. And they'll keep people divided, and that way they keep them conquered. But the billion coin blows all that away. Doesn't matter what ideology does, what ideology you have. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. It doesn't, nothing matters. Religions, it doesn't matter. If you are against poverty in this world, and when you see it, if it doesn't affect you, then okay, we don't want you. That's fine. Our system, like I said, those mission statement, those 10 questions will let you know, will let us know what kind of mindset you have. If you have a mindset full of greed and selfishness, you won't even get those through questions. You won't get through those 10 questions. You'll give up after the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th or maybe the 9th. You'll just say, nah, this is not for me. And that's fine. You won't spend anything. You won't have to ask for a refund after you realize what we are. See, we're not after your money. Not even $10. The admin won't even take cash. He takes only Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum for now. Now, if you want to buy $100 worth of Kringles, okay, he'll put 1 million cookie reward points into your back office, which you can redeem for 1 million Kringles during a redemption month. And that's one full coin. So that's how you can get your coin. Okay, that's the leverage we're giving people. And you've never seen leverage like that. I mean, think about it. If you come in and you go through those 10 questions and you say, I want to be a part of this, here's my $10, and you send it to admin, okay? Now you've got your send button on, you're set up, you're ready to go. You've got $2,000 worth of Kringles in your wallet, or cookies, okay? I think that's how the system's going to work, because somehow if you walk away or you don't end up, if the Kringles get put in or the cookies get put in to your wallet as soon as you click that confirmation link in your email that you get, and then you go through and you answer the questions and you decide you don't want to be a part of it, then they can just eliminate those cookies. They're not really wasting actual coins. We're not losing coins. You see what I'm saying? To me, that makes common sense and logic, that he would put the cookies in there instead of Kringles. Okay. And then, you know, you're in like Flynn, you pay your $10 and it's all fine. And in redemption period, you turn it into real Kringles. Okay. Same thing with the $100. If you were to purchase 100, 200, 300, 1,000, you'd have 10 coins for 1,000. Every set of $100 purchase of our Kringles at that price that day will qualify you for admin to put 1 million cookie rewards into your back office. You'll see it right there. And then during a redemption month like we're in right now, which was May, and today's the what, 26? We got 4 or 5 more days. And then we'll have another one 6 months from now. So that's what, November. The whole month of November, you'll be able to push a button in your back office and change those cookie rewards and redeem them for their equivalent in Kringles, which is real coin. Okay? Why would we do that? It's almost like giving it away. It's because our algorithm is built that way. We need that coin in your hands. You have leverage like you've never seen it before because of the blockchain technology that came out in 2009. Just like people had so much opportunity when the internet came out, when Bill Gates came out and said, I'm putting my Microsoft on the market. You can buy stocks. People had unbelievable leverage right then. Who knew? I didn't know. Okay. I had no clue. I just knew how to drive the thing, but I didn't know how it was built, and I didn't understand Microsoft. Okay. So we're trying to get this information out in the best way that we can. The only way that we can, and that is we're peer-to-peer, person-to-person, through these videos, because everybody comes on YouTube, right? To find out how to do anything. I don't know what I'd do without YouTube. But we do need to get a YouTube that's on a blockchain platform so that we'd have full control and never have to worry about losing our accounts and all the videos we've ever made, unless we back up all our videos on our own, you know, thumb drives or whatever. Okay, so happiness, health. These are just a result of what happens when people are abundant financially. Now, you've heard people saying, well, money doesn't make you happy. Well, maybe it doesn't. But what was I reading the other day? Oh, I was reading something. Let me get this book out. I was reading something that had to do with that. Oh, yeah. Change starts in the head. Okay, change starts in the head, right? Thoughts become actions, and then actions create results, right? We all know that. Okay, but what he put here, and who is he? Let me see who he is. Yes, I'm still working. So let me finish this and then I'll be able to talk to you. Okay, Robert Kiyosaki. No, baby. Go ask Nina. She's upstairs. She'll give you whatever you want. Okay. He says here in one of his books, one of his many books, happiness is the key. Okay. Love is the key to a life of health, wealth, and happiness. It is easier to be healthy if you are happy. Okay? It's easier to be healthy if you're happy. It is easier to be wealthy if you are happy. And it is easier to be happy if you are in love with what you are doing. Now, that just made complete sense to me, okay? He goes on the next page here to say that love is spiritual. Anyone who thinks love is easy is obviously someone who has never loved. That's some common sense. Oh, here he says, a positive take on the age situation. Okay, this is Donald Trump talking about this. This is about baby boomers, okay, which is what I am. And our president says back here in this book, it was written in 2006, a positive take on the age situation is that you have already survivors. Okay. Sorry, I'm laughing, but he goes, this in itself is an achievement. Wisdom accompanies experience, as you've got an advantage right there. And then he says, I emphasize the importance of keeping your focus on the positive side of your situation for good reason. That is the number one reason you will come out winning. Okay, again, keeping your focus on the positive side of your situation. You'll come out winning every time. By the way, the book is Why We Want You to Be Rich. Okay, anyway, wealth, if I just come from my point of view, to be abundant, how would my life change? Okay, I have some health issues, okay? So I'll use that as a way of showing you what wealth means to me, okay? If I had more wealth, I would be able to afford better healthcare, whether it's nutritional supplements, herbs, vitamins, target nutrients, whether it's more tests, whether it's the latest, most advanced technology for my situation. I can look at it that way, right? Or I can look at it, there's things I love, okay? There's things I'm passionate about. One thing I do love is cars, okay? Now, we look at around and we see people like Jay Leno with all his cars, and we get envious, we get jealous of him. And why is he able to afford all that? Well, that's the way it was. It worked out. It worked out for Jay, okay? But the point is, if you go after what you love, and even if it's work, what?
And it says I can have soda.
Do what you love, okay? If you're not doing what you love, you're going to shorten your lifespan. So that includes hobbies, includes whatever. So if I had a bunch of money, yeah, I'd be real tempted to collect cars. But maybe I wouldn't. You know, maybe by my age, I figured out that that's kind of dumb. Okay, and so I'd probably end up only with 3 or 4. And if I bought another one, I'd sell one. You know, but the point is, wealth, if it's in the hands of everyone, no one's poor. There's nobody living on tents in the streets. The mentally ill are all being taken care of in the best possible way they could ever imagine, or their family members could ever imagine. It changes the whole system. It changes everything. Everything that's being controlled in this world by these very few evil individuals will be eliminated. That includes all crime motivated by lack. Okay, now it doesn't make the world paradise to make it abundant, because you can't get rid of hate. I always say that. Hate's not going away. But poverty can go away. For the first time in history, we're at a position where poverty can go away. Maybe not spiritual poverty, because that's a whole different animal. But financial poverty, without a doubt, we can do it now. It's going to happen. We're going to do it no matter what. You can be with us or you don't have to. But we're asking you to take a look and then answer those 10 questions and see if that makes sense to you. And then don't worry, be happy. Okay? Don't worry, be happy. In spite of what you're looking at and you're seeing in the world, and you may not understand what's going on, things are changing like you've never, well, like I said, you're going to find out how things are changing. But we're in a transitional period right now, and it's extremely exciting. Trump is an amazing president, simply for the fact that he is the first, well, no, he's the second president since 1913, actually the third president since 1913 that's not bought and paid for by the central bankers. Okay? Kennedy was the first. He wasn't supposed to win. Richard Nixon was a shoo-in back then. Okay? But the Patriots stood up behind John F. Kennedy, got him involved, and the situation was different under that period of time than it was under Reagan. So John F. Kennedy was getting it done. He was bringing the gold back, the silver back. He was taking the troops out of Vietnam. He was doing all the right things. But they couldn't have that. Central bankers had been in power since 1913 straight, and they weren't going to let it happen. Okay, so Lyndon Johnson became our president. He was their man. Okay, and then Nixon came along and said, okay, now's my time. Now's my turn. Now I will be president. Okay, except at the last moment, I said this yesterday, Robert Kennedy decided to run and see if he couldn't win the Democratic nomination. You know, maybe he was just curious to see if the people would actually, you know, and he was blowing the numbers out of the water. Nixon just freaked out. Okay, but he wasn't about to let Robert take away his dream of becoming president. Okay, so they didn't even let him get to be the main nominee for the Democratic Party. Isn't that funny? Okay, but we have this system, and you know we have it. You know we're under it. You know we're slaves. You know it's a debt-based system, and you can see the world revolting against it. Okay, so we're going to have a money change. A currency change is coming. Whether it's the central banking system that's going to crash and they're going to have to back up their system by gold, in which they'll try to take it away again like they did in 1971, or Trump and the Patriots are going to win the narrative. And we're going to audit the bank because it's a private bank. It's never been audited because they've owned all the people that could cause them to be audited. But they don't own them anymore. Just like they don't own North Korea anymore. They don't own that situation. They don't own Syria anymore. They don't own Iran. A little bit they own Iran. But we're cleaning that up. Okay, and the countries around the world are cleaning themselves up. Russia's already cleaned out the central bankers. China's cleaning them out. What do you think that's going to do? Okay, so in spite of what's going on politically, and politics and money are together, you can't have one without the other, right? But wouldn't you rather have the politicians in your hand, the way the Constitution was created to be? Why aren't the politics in our hands? Why are they in the hands of the central banking system? Because they've got the money. You don't. I don't. We don't. It's time now to get it back. Whether it's currency that's backed by gold, in any part of the country, anybody who backs their gold up, that's real money. I'll use Chinese yuan if it gets over here. If it's backed by gold, I'm going to use it. Okay, I'm going to want it. I'm going to want any cryptocurrency that's abundant based. Right now, ours is the only one. There's only one other coming out, and that's in a year from now from the Telegram messaging service. Its algorithm, instead of members just joining, each member raising the price up, it's each member that purchases their coin raises the price of the coin by a fraction so that the next person who buys it has to buy it at just a fraction higher. Genius, isn't it? It makes it abundant coin. That coin can never go down because every person that buys it's got to buy it at a higher price. Okay? And it's already broken all the records for ICO. I think they pulled in 1.7 billion. And this is a year before they're going to come out with the coin. People are waking up, okay? Just like the internet made people wake up. Every single year, more masses came in until after 10 years, by 2000, the internet was mature. And then it just went crazy. Okay? It's not going away. It never will. Blockchain technology is not going away. It never will. It's only going to get better. We are in that phase right now after, what has it been, 8 years since Bitcoin's been really out. Currencies have come in and become successful in varying degrees. The masses are pouring in, and it's only going to get better. It's going to be mature again in a number of years, just a number of years. Steve Wozniak already said it, and I said it yesterday. He's the co-founder of Apple. He says the community of cryptocurrency will be mature in 10 years. Okay, that doesn't mean it gets started in 10 years. That means it will be mature. Okay, the masses are coming in now, just like the masses came in the 90s for the internet. So we want you to take a look at our coin. It doesn't cost you anything to take a look. Like I said, it costs you a name and an email, a real email. And you can do that and give that away to anybody you want, whether they're a day-old baby or the oldest person in the world. It doesn't matter. Okay? Now, of course, a day-old baby is not going to really, we don't know if they're going to grow up to be greedy and selfish or not. But the point is, you know what I'm saying? It's private. That's basically what I'm saying. It's private, and nobody is not allowed to come in as long as they do have our mindset. Okay, so anybody that is already old enough to figure that out and read that on their own, but we're not going to stop you if you want to sign up your baby. Okay, we're not going to stop you. If you're like-minded, then you're going to teach your children to be like-minded. Okay, so not necessarily that they're going to listen, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. We need the coin into your hands. And yes, it will bring health and happiness. And we want it to rain abundance on this world. And it will. That's what the billion coin is. It's rain. It's coming down. Just reach out and let it hit your hand. Okay? Go outside and let it rain on you. Okay? You know how good that feels, okay? To most of us. So, yes, please, you know, get some more information. Look down there in the description of my video below. Click on some of those links and see what's going on. And see how simple it is. And get involved. The sooner the better. The sooner you get involved, the sooner you can help your family members and your friends. Okay? And we will be creating we are currently creating 1 million billionaires. And now you probably are thinking, well, Paul, you've got 3 million members. How come you don't have a million billionaires already if all you have to do is spend $100? Well, we don't have the answer to that. Okay? Except that most of our growth was because we were giving that coin away for nothing. Not even $10. And people just didn't take it seriously. Okay, so we learned. So now we've learned a couple of things. How to better vet, meaning how to better find people who will be the type of people that will just like, oh, hey, you've got to know about this. I just got involved. You've got to know about the Kringle coin. Okay. We want people like that. So we've got that questionnaire now, which is absolute genius. And then you're either going to want to spend that $10 or you're not. Do you see what I'm saying? And of course, if you want to spend that $10, you'll come in. And if you do have $100 sitting around, especially here in America, it's not that big a deal. In other countries, they're struggling to get $100. But we're helping them because we have other ways that they can do it. Okay, and these people in these third world countries, I hate to say that word every time, can't stand the fact that there's second and third world countries. This whole world should be first world. Okay, it's just disgusting what's going on out there and what the central bankers have done, what the kings and monarchies have done for centuries, millennium. But that's the way it was. That was God's plan. But you can see God's hand in what's going on in the world all the time if you have your eyes open. And right now, we can see what's happening. So we're getting the word out, and we're just doing what God wants us to do. Okay? which, God willing, he wants the world to be abundant financially anyway. And he wants some change. Okay. And that doesn't mean the end of evil and good. Okay. It doesn't mean the world is over. It just means we're ready for a change. We were ready for a change when the internet came out. We were ready for a change when the light bulb was invented, right? He said, okay, enough living in the dark. No, I'm just kidding. Enough living with lamp oil, whale oil, whatever was being used. And it's time to, show you guys that electricity is what everything is made out of. Tesla was going to give it to us free. I told you that yesterday. Nicholas Tesla was going to give us wireless, free electricity. But the central bankers shut him down. They took his grant money away and he died in poverty. They took his technology away until it caught up to them. Now they're going to offer us wireless electricity because they can put a box somewhere in our house and shut it on and off and charge us every month. Just like they do with all the other services. Okay, it's BS. But that's how they work. We're changing that. Do you see how many things we can change when the money is in our hands, the people's hands in the world? You see all this mess in the world, it's not because people have money in their hands, it's because they don't. When people come together, that is where the power is. That was why I talked about that yesterday. We the people, you the people, have all the power. And when we become abundant, then we can have all these other things. Happiness, health, everything that goes with those things. There's so much. In fact, I should just spend a whole thing talking about the benefits, some of the benefits of actually being wealthy. We don't think about it because it just depresses us because we're not. So what's the point of thinking about all these wonderful things when it's like, I'll never get there. I'll never be that. So why am I wasting my time? It's depressing, right? It's like I said a couple of videos back. Don't live in the future because it scares you. Okay, don't live in the past because it's depressing. Live in the present and you'll be okay. Right now is the present. When I'm talking to you right now, if you're watching this, it's the present. You could go down and you could click on a link and go check us out. Doesn't take anything but a few minutes. Okay, and it may change your entire life, the lives of your entire family. Because we're going to get this done with or without you, but we're going to get it done. Okay? So thank you guys. In fact, there I went again. I didn't even bother to look at my chat, my live chat. Stephen Covey, thank you so much. Diana Gordon, Miss Medlock, Brian Seaman. You guys are so great in supporting me, and I support you guys 100%. TBC Dr. Joe Stevens, hi. Hope you guys are having a great weekend wherever you're at. Again, I'm already scheduled for tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. This is a great weekend here in America. We're having Memorial Weekend. Okay. So we get Monday off if, people are normally working. Some of us do. I'm okay. My work is right here. Okay, so anyway, or she's over there. Okay. So thanks again for being with me, and I love you guys, and I will hopefully have something even more exciting and fun to talk about tomorrow. I didn't get to the agreement with the blog, but maybe I'll do that tomorrow, okay? And I'll schedule it or something in the title so you'll know. Or maybe I won't. I mean, there's so many things I come across every night after this video is made that get me excited, and I want to speak about it, but I don't know where to focus on. And so I just pick something. Okay, so I just wish sometimes I could do 2 of these a day. Okay, but anyway, thanks everybody. Go off and listen to someone else, watch someone else. Dan Lutz is on in less than an hour. And I will go and I'll watch all your videos that you guys did today and like them and hit the thumbs up please hit mine. It gets our videos out there. Okay? All right, guys. Have a good night or day wherever you guys are at. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.